Good. So, welcome to our session on SUSE Linux Enterprise Server for SAP Applications roadmap. So, we're going to talk today a little bit about what's new in the SAP solution space at SUSE. My name is Tobias Kuttning. I'm leading the product management team for the SAP solutions at SUSE. And with me, I have Tao. You want to introduce?
So I'm Tao Hun, product owner for SAP Solutions. Yeah. Nice to meet you all here, and thank you for your time to being here.
Great. Good. So first of all, as always, a safe harbor statement. So what you hear today might not be everything staying the same. So there might be changes in the roadmap. So it's no guarantee that what we talk about today will be also in the final product. That as a small disclaimer, as always. Looking at the agenda, we today will talk about a little bit about the SUSE and SAP relationship, then the current foundation, so what's coming with SLES 15 SP7, and what's new in Saptune and Trento. That will be done by Tao. I will be talking about SLES for SAP Application 16 and the roadmaps. And then we will go to advanced topics like Rancher for SAP applications, KVM, HA, and automation tools. And also Tao in the end will talk about the customer reference program. Good, so as SUSE and SAP. So as you might know, we have a very long-standing relationship, SAP and SUSE. So, and SAP also develops on SUSE systems their software. So that is a result of a long-standing co-innovation partnership. And today, around 85% of all SAP HANA workloads are running on SUSE systems. There's a decades-long history of thought leadership for SAP workloads. So we were the first, for example, for high availability, new hardware technology like persistent memory and the latest CPU features. Also in automation, monitoring, and configuration, we are leading in the SAP space. Of course, you can also trust us in the space of security. So we have the highest possible certifications for security, like EAL4+, and also supply chain security certifications. And then, of course, also you have integrated solution wherever you need it. So we have from on-premise to cloud, you can always get the same quality out of our solutions. And in case that you don't know SLES for SAP applications yet, so SAP Applications basically contains the SUSE Linux Enterprise Server plus the high availability extension, longer support, and support via SAP channels. That means you can directly open tickets with SAP, and they will be routed in case of OS problems to SUSE directly. And then there's also SAP-specific tooling. For example, the HANA HA resource agent, SAP monitoring, automation, and high availability configs. And also we provide a tool called Trento, which is also making it possible to check your systems for compliance and accordance to best practices. And also the SAP workloads are generally supported on SLES, but some HANA HA setups require SLES for SAP, and also SLES does not include the SAP dedicated tools. That's the difference between the two. And with that, over to Tao for a look at 15 SP7.
Thank you, Tobias. So I will talk a little bit about SLES for SAP Application 15 SP7. So the release of SLES 15 SP7 will be planned for in mid-June of this year. And this update is all about making SUSE even more reliable, secure, and easy to use for your critical system. And with SP7, you can be confident running the latest hardware, and you are covered with support on the way to 2037. Yes, you will get the long-term support. And we have also updated on the essential tools and libraries, make it easier to work in the cloud and streamline the whole administration process. And security is always the top priority. And SP7 meet the highest standards, and we have boosted our confidential computing features to keep your sensitive data extra safe. And we are even looking ahead to the future with the protections against quantum computing threats. And for SAP customers, SP7 includes specific enhancements to optimize your SAP systems. There are big enhancements to Trento, our management tool for SAP, and you will find more comprehensive checks, better monitoring, and improved alerting. We have also made it easier to handle common tasks. I will talk more about Trento in the later slide. So for those running SAP HANA high availability, we have updated PageMaker to the latest version, bringing bug fixes and stability improvements. So we have also integrated SAP HANA checks into our support tools, which enable our support teams to solve issues more efficiently. And the enhanced support config plugin now gather more comprehensive SAP relevant data in providing a more complete picture for analysis and troubleshooting. And finally, Saptune 3.2 is coming soon this year with the new operator support and make it even more flexible for complex SAP landscape. So here, let me give you more details about Saptune. So what is Saptune? As SAP administrator, you know that staying on top of SAP nodes and applying the recommended settings can be a real challenge. And Saptune is here to help. Saptune will eliminate the need to manually review on those SAP nodes, and it has access to all the relevant OS level recommendations and helps you implement them quickly and easily. It even gives you a recommendation and helps you to fine-tune those parameters for optimal performance. So why it is important? Well, SAP support relies on those nodes. And if you have a problem and you need help from SAP, they will want to know that you follow their recommendations. And Saptune make it easier to do that. And plus, Saptune helps you have your SAP system run smoothly and stay stable. So with Saptune, you get better performance, fewer problems, and easier support. So we always want to improve Saptune. The previous version, Saptune 3.1, which was already released, brought some great features, for example, integration with Trento and a more user-friendly interface. And with Saptune 3.2, which is coming soon in April this year, we are making CPU tuning even better and ensuring your settings stay consistent even if your hardware changes. And we're also adding an Ansible module for easier automation. All these updates make Saptune even more powerful and user-friendly, so you can optimize your SAP systems without any issues. And here for Trento, so what is Trento? For those of you managing SAP systems, let me introduce you to Trento. This is a very helpful tool that gives you a single place to manage and monitor your entire SAP environment. Trento gives you a clear picture of what is going on with your systems, so you can easily spot any issues and keep everything running smoothly. And it's designed to make life easier for SAP Basics administrators. You can see on the screen how Trento gives you an overview of your SAP landscape and lets you drill down into the details of your host, cluster, and database. It's really a valuable tool for keeping your SAP systems healthy and stable. And here we have the latest version of Trento, version 2.4. It's packaged with new features and enhancements. Security is a major focus. With the introduction of permission-based user management and optimal multi-factor authentication, we've also improved integration with your existing identity management systems through support for SSO and various authentication protocols. With Trento 2.4, also enhanced batch management with a detailed overview of available batch and upgradable packages, integration with SUSE Multi-Linux Manager. We also improved how you manage software updates and added an activity log for better tracking. So Trento is now better automatically discovering your SAP landscape components and has more built-in checks to make sure everything's configured correctly. So with that, I will hand it over to Tobias for SLES for SAP Application 16.
Yeah, thank you, Tao. SAP Application 16. So SLES 16 and SLES 16 for SAP Applications will be coming out towards the end of this year. So it's planned for Q4 2025. And yeah, in general, it will be more an evolution, not a revolution. So there are some changes to the next version, but in the enterprise world, it's also very common to be stable across releases. And that's what we aim for also with SLES 16, not being too drastic in what we want to change. Good, what are some highlights for SLES 16 for SAP 16? So the first thing to mention is that there will be a new web-based remote configuration and monitoring or configuration tool. So this is based on the Cockpit project. So you can then access either from directly on the system or remotely the system and can configure things like storage and monitor the system, take a look at the logs and so on. That's will be included in the next version. And then this will be a larger change as a new installer, which is coming. It's called Agama, and I think there are also sessions at SUSECon here that you can watch and get an idea what's coming on that front. Regarding configuration management and automation, we include Ansible now with SLES 16 into systems. So we have, besides Salt, also the option to do the automation now in Ansible. And there are also system roles for managing workloads. And we also have our specialist here from the SAP Solutions team, Marcel. And I think, did you already have your session or is it still happening? Okay, so good. So also a very good session to watch, I guess, what we do in regarding Ansible automation. And then also we have optimized system roles specifically to deploy and manage SAP workloads. Then another thing that will be changing is that we will be moving to SE Linux as a security infrastructure. And it's therefore isolating data and data flows and better container handling also. And of course, it also offers enhanced functionality for like special requirements for healthcare, military, and intelligence. And another thing to mention here is that SLES 16 will be 2038 ready. So it's like basically something like the year 2000 problem. So the Unix epoch time will run out in 2037, end of 2037. That means you have to like switch to a new technology here as well. So to get around this overflow of this counter of the Unix epoch. Good. What are more things? Simpler setup and maintenance. So there's a better focus of the tools, the consolidation of components for the setup tasks. And also there's a smaller attack vector. So we review all the package list that or the package set we install by default. So we also make the system a little bit sleeker as far as possible to make it optimally configured for running SAP workloads. And of course, what we also took into account is a better lifecycle flexibility. So with SLES 16, we're getting also closer to upstream, which means you can also leverage the open source ecosystem better. What's also changed from SLES for applications 15 to 16 is the high availability part, so the HANA resource agents. So in the past, we had different resource agents for HANA scale up and scale out. And with SLES 16, we will have the SAP HANA SRNG, which is called the new package that we have developed. And for NetWeaver high availability, the simple mount structure solution will be the default with 16. Taking a look at SAP HANA SRNG. So as said in the past, there were several packages, one for scale up, one for scale out. This will be in the new code base combined into one package. And some of the good things about this new package is faster takeovers for certain scenarios and also more resiliency for admin mistakes. So we think it's a good way, and this will also make our high availability solutions ready for the next decades to come. As said, also for NetWeaver, we have a new solution, or a newer solution, Simple Mount Point. instead of many controlled by the cluster. So that means it makes also the administration of the cluster more easy. Good, then a roadmap for SLES SAP applications. As already said, 16.0 will be out end of this year. And from then on, the minor releases, 16.1, 16.2 will be yearly releases. So we will see the next release, 16.1, end of next year. And just to mention it, SP7, which is coming out in the middle of this year, will be supported until end of 2037 with all the support possibilities maxed out. So that means you still have a lot of time also to switch to the next release if you're not feeling ready yet. So whatever fits best to you, you can decide. Venture for SAP applications. So might be not the real focus topic for this talk, but I also wanted to give you a short overview of that because it also comes from our department. So SAP is deprecating a lot of on-premise offerings like PIPO, process integration, process orchestration, which is one of the first ones. And there are new tools running in the cloud. This is called SAP Integration Suite. And for those customers who have special requirements regarding security or others, there will be hybrid extensions running again at customer sites or also in other cloud providers. And for this offering especially, we have created an offering called SAP Venture for SAP Applications. Yeah, and again, SUSE was here the first one to work closely together with SAP. So we provided the development environment also for their landscapes doing this hybrid systems. We also have already best practices out that show you in detail how to set up these hybrid or edge scenarios from SAP side. And the next possible or the next logical consequence was that we also bring a perfectly packaged solution to the market that contains everything you need to run this new edge solutions from SAP side. And as said, so we will introduce SAP Venture for SAP applications. I think it will be announced tomorrow morning, so you even know a little bit before the others. So this includes basically everything to run the edge integration cell and other hybrid solutions to come in one package. It offers integrated support. So it should be also possible in the future, like with SLES for SAP applications, that you can open tickets with SAP, and they will be also then handled directly by SUSE if it's an infrastructure problem. We are also future ready in the sense of that you can run Postgres, Redis, or the HANA database then on the included SAP SLES for SAP subscription or an instance of this Linux, and always we provide up-to-date and validated best practices also. And on our roadmap, we have things like more automated setups, security hardening via SUSE Security, so that's also included in the package, monitoring and alerting via SUSE Observability. So that's all things that will consequently be added to the product. Then, of course, there are several options what you can do. Included in the package is also the possibility to virtualize your system. SUSE Virtualization is in the package. So you can decide on if you want to reuse existing virtualization software or systems, or if you want to take the larger step and also replace existing virtualization solutions with SUSE Virtualization, running these hybrid SAP products. Coming to virtualization with KVM. So also here we have some special guest, Arne. So he's basically doing all this validation stuff by SAP. So he has a very hard time because there's so many scenarios to test, right? So a lot of benchmarks and validation things to do. So we are delivering as well a hypervisor, that's KVM. And basically for the NetWeaver part, all SLES releases are validated for SAP software. That means if you're still running on older versions like ECC with DB2, Oracle, and other databases, you can basically already now virtualize all of your systems with KVM. And for SAP HANA, there are special requirements as said. So you have to do lots of testing for being validated on a certain scenario, which include, and those certain scenarios include hypervisor versions, CPU architecture, also amount of memory and CPU sockets. So that means for each of these combinations, you have to do another validation, which is a lot of work to do. And yeah, there are best practice guides available under the link that is shown here, and also SAP notes where you can find out what combinations are currently supported from our side. And to give you a short idea, so this is the CPU generations with the amount of memory and cores that are currently supported. So up to now, I think recently we released this 8 terabyte for sockets, virtual machines. And so now we're working on Emerald Rapids CPU generation with 4 terabyte RAM and 2 sockets. And one of the next steps will be also tackle higher RAM sizes like 16 terabyte and 8 sockets. This is something we will be working on in the next months or half a year or whatever. Good. With that, over to Tao for high availability.
Thank you, Tobias. Okay, so when it comes to high availability, SUSE is a leader in developing and supporting high availability solutions for SAP applications. And we work very closely with SAP and other partners to ensure our solutions are tightly integrated with SAP ecosystems and meet the highest standards for reliability and performance. We offer comprehensive HA solutions for both SAP HANA and NetWeaver S/4HANA, supporting various scenarios, including HANA system replication, scale-up and scale-out, and clustering for ASCS and ERS. Our solutions are certified by SAP and designed to minimize downtime and your SAP system stay up and running. If you're interested in learning more about how SUSE can help you to achieve high availability for your SAP applications, we have some great resources here on the slides available online, including a detailed interview of our SAP support, our SAP HA support. And for automation, so automation is a hot topic for many of you, and SUSE is actively collaborating with SAP and other Linux vendors like Red Hat and IBM on some exciting open source automation projects. This project called SAP Linux Lab open source initiative aims to provide you with practical tools to automate your daily SAP applications operations. And we are talking about things like automation deployments and day-to-day management tasks and even planning activities. If you're interested in exploring what's available, we encourage you to check out our GitHub repository here. You find the collection of Ansible playbooks that have been developed so far. It's a great resource to see what's possible and even contribute to your own ideas and automation scripts. Here we create some really useful Ansible roles help you to automate your SAP deployments. These are like building blocks that you can use to create your own custom automation workflows. They are designed to be easy to use and adapt to your specific needs. You can use them as a starting point for your own automation and integrate them into your existing processes. We've made these roles available on GitHub, and you can see you can easily access and use them in your SAP environments. So what we can do today, SUSE had a strong automation heritage with SALT, and we are now bringing that same power to Ansible. As you can see, we are making the great work in automating SAP deployments with Ansible, covering everything from infrastructure setup to HANA and NetWeaver installations. SAP install used to be very generic, but we are updating it to work on well with SLES for SAP and to deploy according to SUSE best practices. Whether you prefer SALT or Ansible, SUSE has tools that you need to automate your SAP landscape. And here we have the section from Masen. He's also here, that Tobias also mentioned before, that the session will be on Thursday at 2:30 if you want to check out Ansible. Yeah, just join with him. And here I'm happy to share a new way for our SAP customers to connect with us and with each other. The product SAP channel in our SUSE customer reference program Slack workspace, it just launched early this year. And this dedicated channel provides a space for you to engage directly with our SAP experts, ask questions, share your experience, provide feedback on our SAP solutions. It's also a quick way to network with your SAP customers and stay informed about the latest developments from SUSE. And to join the conversation, simply scan the QR code here on the screen and join our Slack workspace. And here we invited you to explore many SAP-related sessions that we have here at SUSECon this year. And we have sessions covering a wide range of topics, from business value and strategy to technical deep dives and hands-on tutorials. You can find the full list of SAP sessions online or via SUSECon mobile application. So we encourage you to attend those aligned with your interests. And don't forget to visit our SUSE and SAP booth to connect with our experts. So that's all we have today. Thank you for listening.